Hello, everyone. Welcome to your monthly full moon yoga ritual. My name is Tamu. This is Mama Magma Yoga. I hop on here on YouTube and on TikTok once a month to bring you a nice full moon yoga flow and a 10-minute meditation. So we'll be on our mats for about 45 minutes. And I invite you to set yourself up. You can see behind me kind of on YouTube and on TikTok that I've got my mat set up. I've got a blanket for myself to lift my sits bones up on because we're going to start seated. I've lit candles. I've opened my window. I've kind of created sacred space. My husband's practicing with me this evening. So if you see an arm playing a little bit, don't worry about it. It's not a disembodied arm. It's just my husband flowing with us this evening. So tonight's flow is for the full moon that happened on August 9th. You can practice this flow anytime you need to find clarity between your heart and your mind. So the full moon's in Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, which is structure and discipline, and Uranus, which is transformation and revolution. So in order for either of these things to work without distortion within us, we need to have clarity in both our heart, our feelings, and our mind, our logical space, where we operate from in our ego. In yoga, the space between the heart and the mind is called citta. And it is that space between the outside world and our inner light and awareness. And that space can get cluttered up over our lifetimes in terms of our ego, who we think we are, experiences that we've had, maybe past trauma, our beliefs about the world, our beliefs about ourselves. And when that gets too clouded and cluttered up, as sort of like having a dirty telescope or a dirty lens, then we're not able to see clearly from that inner light of awareness, that inner spark that animates the self. And so then our purpose can get a little bit jumbled. Who we think we are and what we're doing on the planet can feel a little bit jumbled. We can lack focus, all of those kinds of things. So tonight, we're just going to do a flow that's a little bit of a dharana flow. It's going to invite us to bring our focus. So it's a little bit of a balance practice. We might engage a little bit of the core and have fun with that. You'll also get a good stretch. It is yoga after all. So we're going to play with that. And in our meditation, we'll deepen into that a little bit and just invite clarity of mind and of heart. So like I said, we're going to start seated in Sukhasana, or a cross-legged position. I'm going to move my chair to the side and I'll meet you on my mat. And I hope that you roll out your mat and join me for this flow. So let's get started. Get yourself comfortable. If you would like, you can bring along blocks if you have them. They're not necessary, but they might be helpful in your practice. Remember, they're not, I don't consider them cheats. I consider them tools. I'm not using them for the sake of demonstration, but you're more than invited to bring yours out if you do happen to have blocks or maybe thick hardcover books. So when you're ready, allow yourself to find your nice, comfortable seat of your choice. I invite you to be in Sukhasana, but if that doesn't work, don't worry about it. We're seeing if we can ground down through our sits bones. So maybe we move the fleshy part of the buttocks aside. We allow ourselves to really find those sits bones and sit up nice and tall and relax our shoulders away from our ears. Perhaps close our eyes or soften our gaze and allow ourselves to let go of our day, to start to focus on the breath, the rise and fall of the chest, to relax the face, soften the jaw, and allow ourselves to be here in this present moment. We're going to do a little bit of a breathing practice, a pranayama practice this evening. It is called Kapalabhati, and it is also called the skull shining breath. So we want to clear any cobwebs there might be and allow ourselves to have more clarity in our thoughts and in our mind and in that space between the heart and the mind. So when you're ready, I invite you to bring your hands to your belly, left hand first, right hand on top, so that you can really feel your belly, and then let it really and truly relax. Let it soften. Now, on our inhales, we're letting that belly stay nice and relaxed. So passive inhale. And on our exhales, we're exhaling out through the mouth of the nose, your choice. We're driving the belly button towards the spine. So we're engaging our abs and our core muscles. So it's a quick breath. And an active breath. So we're inhaling, softening the belly. Exhale, push that belly button towards the spine. Quick exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time for practice. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Now, this will be different for everybody. If you haven't practiced this breath before, be gentle and kind to yourself. Back off when you need to. We're going to go for about 30 seconds. You can take it at your own pace, going nice and slow like we just did, or you can speed it up. So bring your hands to your belly, sit up nice and tall, relax those shoulders down, give your belly and your lungs as much room as possible in order to breathe nice and deep. Inhale to breathe. And go when you're ready. Few more seconds. You got this. Keep it up. Five more browns. Nice. Let that go. Let your hands rest gently in your lap. Try to keep your nice tall spine, your core nice and engaged. And then just notice, did you build some heat? How do your sinuses feel? Mine always feel nice and clear after I've done that breath. Maybe you needed to stop. Maybe you slowed it down. We'll take a nice deep breath in here together. And a long exhale out. I invite you to close your eyes just for a moment here. Relax those shoulders down. And as you allow yourself to gently breathe, let the breath come back to normal. Say to yourself, I come to my practice seeking clarity of mind and heart. I come to my practice seeking clarity of mind and heart. Nicely done, my friends. Let's gently bring our hands to the floor beside us. We're sitting up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders back, engaging that core. We'll press down through our left hand, right fingertips rise. And when you're ready, a nice lean to the left. You can come all the way to your elbow if you're super flexy today. Maybe you're just leaning into that hand. Try to draw the right shoulder back and take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Really experience that stretch down the right side body. Press that right knee down and away from you. Keep that breath nice and long. Notice if you're holding it. Bring it back into the picture. One more breath here. When we're ready, we're gently coming back up through center, letting that right hand float down, wiggling it out if we need to, planting the right palm, left fingertips rise. And when we're ready, we're leaning to the right. Let yourself settle here. Draw back with that left shoulder. Maybe take your gaze up. Remember, we're inviting a dharana practice. We're finding focus. We're clearing the cobwebs. Nicely done. Bring it back up through center. Let that hand float down, and we'll bring it to a cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees open nice and wide. You create as much or as little space between your heels and your groin as you would like. Grab onto your shins or your big toes. We'll inhale to sit up nice and tall. And on an exhale, we'll send the elbows wide and just allow ourselves to bow forward as much as our body has capacity for. So I invite you to send your elbows nice and wide, unlock them from your legs, let them go in front of your shins, let your forehead bow down. You'll just have more space to bow forward here and not feel so trapped in there. Let's take one more nice deep breath here together. Nicely done. Rise back up. You've got this. Keep that right heel in towards the groin. Send the left leg out long in front of you. Pointing those left toes up towards the sky. And when we're ready, we'll inhale to reach. Exhale, fold it down. Hands can come to shins. They can rest on the mat on either side of your leg. You can grab onto your toes if you're feeling flexy. Let your breath come in nice, smooth waves. Maybe you tune back into our affirmation. I come to my practice seeking clarity of heart and mind. Last breath here. And then when we're ready, we rise back up. Switch the legs out, send right leg out, bring left heel in, rearrange your sits bones, flex through that right foot. And when we're ready, we're reaching on up. You're trying to find length here, engaging your core. Then on the exhale, you drape it forward. Try to keep that lower back nice and flat as you grab onto your leg or bring your hands to the floor. Be meticulous with your movement. Be mindful. Listening to your body. One more nice deep breath. Gorgeous. Gently rise on up. Find your way to your tall seat. We're going to bend both knees. Bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Bring your feet as wide as your yoga mat. Let your hands come to the earth behind you. Fingertips can face away or towards you, whatever works best in your body. And we'll take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, both knees go to the left. Right knee is pressing down and away from you. Just find that internal rotation for a moment. Breathe into it. And we'll float those knees back up through center. Rearrange the feet and the sits bones. And when we're ready, both knees go go right. Left knee presses down and away from you. Allow yourself to find the stretch. Maybe you flex through your toes. Maybe you play with your neck. Last breath here. Nicely done. Unravel, come back through center, and we'll come forward onto all fours. Finding our first tabletop position, moving our blanket out of the way. You could set your blanket up under your knees if you'd like to for extra padding. I'm going to find a nice tabletop, spreading my fingertips nice and wide, wrists under shoulders, knees underneath hip points. When we're ready, inhale, drop the belly, keep the elbows straight, lift the gaze, tilt the tailbone up towards the sky. On an exhale, round through the tailbone, curl up through the spine, let the head dangle down, press the earth away from you. Twice more, just like this. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, we round it through, push the earth away. Make this an active pose. Last one, inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, round it through. Nice. Come back to your nice neutral spine. I invite you to notice whether you're hanging out here and you're sagging, just waiting for me, or if you can push the earth away, engage your core, find a little bit of doming through the upper back body. Lean into your left knee, send the right leg out behind you, lifting that foot up off of the earth, engaging your glutes and the inside of the thigh. Then we can stay here, or we can lean into our right hand and extend our left fingertips out past the crown. We're going to see if we can hold here for a moment, really engage that core, push the earth away from you, gaze is straight down, neck is nice and long, reach, 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 reach. Beautiful. Let's bring that hand and that knee back down to the earth. You can stay here, or you can bring yourself to a plank position. We're going to be stepping forward with the right foot, finding a low lunge. So do that transition from all fours if you would like to. Otherwise, we're coming to a plank position. When you're ready, step your right foot up to the top of the mat. Now you can decide to keep that back knee lifted, or you can decide to lower it down. If you're keeping it lifted, lift those sits bones, those hips, press the earth away from you with that front leg. Wherever you are, push into the earth, lift your chest, lift your gaze. We're taking a twist from here, grounding down through our left palm under our shoulder, reaching up to the sky with our right fingertips. Building a little bit of heat here, pulling back with that right shoulder. One more breath. Nice. Right hand comes back down to the earth. If you have that back knee lowered, curl your toes under and lift it up. We're coming to a pyramid. You're going to pivot on that back foot, bringing the heel all the way to the earth. Nice, and dialing those left toes forward, front knee sees if it can straighten, and we'll bow our forehead down towards that knee, getting a stretch in the back of the right leg. One more breath here. Nicely done. Bend through your front knee. Find stability. And when you feel stable, rise on up into your warrior one. So you're lifting your torso, finding a nice tall stance. You might need to wiggle your feet around, bending through that front knee. So we're in warrior one now, bending through the front knee, dropping our center of gravity. Back leg is nice and straight. Generous bend in that front knee. Wiggle it around so that you feel nice and stable. Then we'll reach our fingertips up towards the sky, pulling those shoulders back, engaging our core, stacking shoulders over hips and facing the top edge of our mat. Big beach ball up overhead. When you're ready, take an inhale in. Maybe you look up. On an exhale, lean over that right thigh. Send your fingertips out behind you, palms face down, airplane arms, or maybe it's your wings. Press down through that front foot. Really engage those legs. Beautiful. Inhale, rise back up to your nice warrior one. Smile, look up at the ceiling. And on an exhale, we're going to rain those hands all the way down to the earth, framing that right foot and stepping back to a plank or a half plank. You are more than welcome to lower the knees down to the earth. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Keep your palms underneath your shoulders. Allow your feet to come down to the earth. Finding a baby cobra. When we're ready, we're inhaling, lifting head, neck, and shoulders, pulling those shoulders back. Exhale, bow it down. Beautiful. Push yourself up to a tabletop position. Take a little moment to rearrange things. Make sure wrists are under shoulders, knees are underneath hip points, fingertips are spread nice and wide. Firm back up through the belly. Actively push the earth away from you. Get nice and strong here. Lean into your right knee. Send your left leg out behind you. Maybe you flex through those left toes. Really push the heel away. You can stay here or lean into your left hand and extend your right fingertips out past your crown. Keep that belly nice and strong. Push that earth away. Lift through the glute and the inner thigh. You've got this, building a little bit of heat. Inhale in. Exhale, let the hand and the knee come back down to the earth. Now, once again, you can transition from tabletop, or you can bring yourself to a plank position. When you're ready, left foot steps up between the palms. Get yourself arranged, back knee lowered or lifted. If we're lifting that back knee, we're lifting our hips. We're all lifting our chest, rolling our shoulders back. Then we'll take our twist. Plant our right palm, left fingertips. Reach up towards the sky. Feel that heat. Push that earth away. Nicely done. Bring that hand back down. If your back knee was lowered, curl your toes under, lift that back knee. We're coming to pyramid. Pivot on that back foot. Bring the heel all the way to the earth. Legs are in a pyramid shape. Then we're seeing if we can straighten through that front knee and bow our forehead down, getting our stretch. Letting our breath come back to normal. Last breath here. Nicely done. Bend the front knee. Get nice and stable. Rearrange your feet if you need to. And then push yourself up to your warrior one. Stacking shoulders over hips. Dialing hips to the top edge of the mat. Bending through that front knee. And then we'll reach our fingertips up towards the sky. Finding our powerful warrior one. Find your focus. Keep that breath moving. Clear the cobwebs. Finding that clarity between heart and mind. Then we'll inhale. Maybe we look up. Exhale, lean over that left thigh. Reach the arms back. Press down into that front foot. Strong, beautiful stance here. Lots of focus. You can take your gaze straight down to the floor in front of you. Lots of length in the back of the neck. Nicely done. Reach those fingertips down to come up. Find your way back to your warrior one. Maybe you smile again. Look up at your ceiling. Look at you go. And then we'll bring our hands all the way down to the earth, framing that left foot, and step back to our plank or our half plank. Take your time getting there. Push the earth away, nice and strong here. Inhale in. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Come on to the tops of the feet. Inhale, rise up for your cobra. Exhale, bow it down. Beautiful. Curl toes under. Push up to all fours. And I invite you to take a downward dog. Lift your sits bones up high and back. Dance your feet around. Remember, it doesn't matter about your heels coming to the earth. This is more about tilting your tailbone up towards the sky. You can have a generous bend in your knees. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. We're going to step that right foot forward again. Come to your knees if you need to. We're going to see if we can take that right foot up between the palms and once again find our nice runner's lunge. Get yourself stabilized. Lift that back knee if you had to transition on your knees. Coming to our warrior one again. We're going to pivot on that back foot. Bring the heel to the earth. This time we're keeping the front knee bent. And when we feel stable, we're rising on up. Let those shoulders relax. You've got this. Beautiful. You can stay here. You can challenge yourself a little bit. See if you can come onto the toes of the left foot and send the heel out behind you, finding a high lunge. Last breath here. Gorgeous. Bring those hands back down to the earth. And now we're stepping that left foot up to meet the right, finding a forward fold at the top of our mat. Take a moment to take a breath. Let yourself enjoy the forward fold, relaxing through the back of the neck. When you're ready, fingertips to shins. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, find a figure 7 shape. Exhale, bow it down. Now, this is where blocks might come in handy. If you are using blocks, I invite you to bring them in front of your feet so that you can lean into them, find stability there. Try to stay grounded down through your feet and most of your weight in your feet. We're going to ground down through the right foot. And when we're ready, we're lifting the left leg up behind us, finding our standing splits. Nicely done. Now keep your both hands grounded on the earth and see if you can tip your left hip up towards the sky, opening your hips towards the left side of your mat. Journeying into our half moon, we might need to stay here, or maybe we keep that right hand grounded on the earth and see if we can lift those left fingertips up towards the sky. Nicely done, whatever variation, last breath. Let those left fingertips come back down to the earth. Left foot comes down to the earth. Root to rise when you're ready. Bend your knees, drop your bum, lift your chest, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Maybe like me, you've got a little bit of heat. Exhale, palms come together at heart center. Now, no matter how that went for you, it made you focus on every muscle in your body that was involved. It made you come right into your body. So just utilize that as your experience. Nice focus and clarity. Let's bring it back down. Soft knees. Inhale to reach. Exhale, slice it down. You've got this. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step it back to a downward facing dog. Take your moment to gather your breath. Press your palms into the earth. Let the back of the neck relax. Then we're going to step that left foot forward. So come to your tabletop position if you would like. Left foot is stepping up to the top of the mat, finding our low lunge. If our back knee was lowered, eventually we're lifting it, really lifting those hips up towards the sky. Then we'll pivot on that back foot, bring the heel to the earth, keep the front knee bent. And when we feel stable, rise on up into our warrior one. Take your time here, eventually reaching fingertips up towards the sky. Try to have a nice bend in that front knee. Excuse me. Oh, there's a nice breeze coming in the window. That feels so good. It's so warm in here. Now you can stay here, just finding your grounding, dropping your center of gravity, or you can challenge yourself by coming onto the toes of the right foot, sending that right heel behind you, maybe dropping your center of gravity a little bit more, just finding a bit of a challenge. Nice. Let's bring our hands to the earth, allowing ourselves to frame that left foot with both hands. Step the right foot up to the top of the mat and allow ourselves to soften into our forward fold. Take your moment. If you want to use the blocks, bring them back into the picture in front of your feet, so not to the sides, in front of your feet. Ground down through both feet. And then especially ground down through that left foot. When you're ready, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Nice. You can stay here, or you can keep both hands grounded and lift your right hip up towards the ceiling, opening your hips towards the right side of your mat. You can keep your gaze straight down. If you want more, plant through those left fingertips and see if you can reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Focus. Keep that focus on the bottom of that left foot. Nicely done. Right hand comes back down. Right foot comes back down. We find our forward fold. Sigh it out. You did awesome. Root to rise. Bend the knees. Drop the bum. Lift the chest. Send the arms wide. Reach it all the way up. You've got this. Exhale, palms to heart center. Feel how your body feels now. Notice where your mindset is at. Wiggle it out if you need to. And we're going to bring it down to the earth and cool it off. Soft knees. Inhale to reach. Exhale, slice it down the center line. Find your forward fold. One last halfway lift. Fingertips on shins. Lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Exhale, bow it all the way down. Bring palms to the earth, bend your knees, step one foot back and then the other, finding your tabletop, and then we're coming straight to our backs. Swing those legs to one side, any side. Bring the sits bones to the earth. Let yourself soften down. Excuse me. Roll all the way down. When you arrive, bring your feet to the earth, feet as wide as your yoga mat, and then allow the knees to kiss in center. So shuffle your feet around until those knees are able to relax together, forming a teepee or a tent shape. And then let the breath calm as you roll out those wrists, because we were in tabletop a lot. We did do downward dog, so maybe those wrists need a massage. Maybe they just need to rotate. One more breath here. Nicely done. Let that relax. Walk your feet back into the midline, so there's about a fist's width of space between your feet. Cross your right ankle over your left knee or thigh. Find a figure 4 position. You can stay here pushing right hand into right knee, or you can launch off of left toes, interlace fingertips behind left thigh, and pull that left knee in towards your body. Press your right elbow into your right thigh. Let your shoulders and your jaw relax. Maybe you rotate your left ankle. Nicely done. Left foot comes back down to the earth if we lifted it. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh like you're sitting cross-legged at your kitchen table. Bump your hips to the right and allow both knees to fall to the left. Letting that left thigh come all the way down, letting your right shoulder relax to the earth, maybe sending your right hand out beside you. Allow yourself to breathe. We're almost done with the yoga. So allow yourself to come out of the doing and into the being, letting the body relax. One more breath here. Nicely done. Float those knees back up through center. Wiggle those hips back to the center of your mat. Bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And we will cross left ankle over right knee or thigh, finding our figure 4 position, hanging out here, or launching off of our right toes, interlacing fingertips behind right thigh, and pulling that right knee in towards the body. Let the jaw relax, let the face soften. Beautiful. Right foot comes back down to the earth. We cross left thigh over right thigh. We bump our hips to the left and we allow our knees to fall to the right, keeping that right shoulder down towards the floor, maybe spreading our arms nice and wide, maybe smiling. We did our practice this evening. You hopped on the mat. Look at you go. You carved out time. Whenever you're practicing this, nicely done. All right, my friends, float those knees back up through center whenever you're ready. Unravel those legs. And you can decide to do your meditation in Shavasana. Maybe you cover your hips with a blanket. Maybe you get a pillow. Or you can roll to one side, any side, push yourself up to a seat. I'm going to bring my blanket back into the picture. And I'm going to find Sukhasana. You can bring a chair into your practice and sit there for a meditation. Remember that you can stay in your Shavasana if you would like. Find a nice tall spine wherever you are. Let your shoulders relax. Let the breath start to calm. Let the body let go of the doing. And we'll take a little meditation here. So make sure you feel comfortable. There's length in your spine. That you can find stillness for a few moments here. And let's see if we can bring the heart mind into balance and into clarity. So before we take our 3 breaths, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze and bring your attention into your heart space right behind your heart. What does that look like in your mind's eye? And see if you can find or notice or open your perception to or intend that you can see your inner spark, your inner light behind your heart. That self that exists in all timelines, that is free from the entrapments of the human ego and experiences and belief structures about ourselves and the world, but simply is throughout time. Let those shoulders relax a little bit more. Let that face soften. We'll take our 3 breaths here. And as we do so, perhaps on your exhales, you just simply say to yourself, I invite clarity in mind and heart. I invite clarity in mind and heart. As you're ready, deep breath in, long breath out. Twice more, inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. We'll have about 60 seconds of silence here. I invite you to keep your attention on the spark behind the heart. Whenever you're ready, begin to invite yourself back into the rest of your day or evening, whatever the case may be. Maybe you wiggle fingertips and toes. Maybe you rock head side to side. Maybe eventually there's a big stretch and a deep breath. And if it feels right, I invite you to inhale, open your arms nice and wide. What are you willing to receive in the next couple of days? Make your wish, set your intention, be present for yourself. And on an exhale, bring those palms to the heart center in whatever fashion works for you. We'll take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, we'll bow deeply to each other, to our practice, and to this glorious, crazy full moon in Aquarius that just happened. I hope that this practice brings you clarity in heart and mind, and that you can feel refreshed, revitalized, and refocused. Thank you for joining me this evening. I hope this practice serves you well. I'll just come and see if anybody left any comments or had any questions. Did anybody hear the crow flying by the window at the end of our practice? It sounded like he was sending us all blessings. Maybe tuning into the full moon with us. So whether you hopped on for a moment or you were here for the whole thing, thank you for being here. I do these full moon flows once a month around the full moon, usually on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. You can check out all that information on my website, link in bio kind of thing, and see what my schedule is. And I would love to see you again at another time. Hello to everyone who's jumped on here. And yeah, you just caught the end of our practice. If you're just jumping on now, I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here, my friends. Have a lovely day and a blessed full moon. I'll see you soon.